So I just finished taking the quiz and I had to think about it overnight. I actually did it yesterday because it made me so frustrated. Um, and not frustrated because of my results, but frustrated because it made me think, am I in the right career? Um, so I got existentialism, which is where the individual is valued, and um, it's very much about students and people making meaning of their life through their experiences and sharing their experiences with each other and letting them explore who they want to be and letting them really ask their own questions and generate their own questions. Um, and so that people are responsible, conscious beings, um, and that we shouldn't try to control them. We should let them figure life out for their own. And it made me kind of sad when I was reading about this because I actually went online and I researched more because I got curious and I felt like that little paragraph was not enough to really tell me much about the existentialism philosophy. I mean, I know what my philosophy of education is, and it's based on Vygotsky, and it's based on kids learning from each other, and I really feel like kids learn the best through exploration. Um, and so when I took this, it just solidified that, but it made me sad because I realized that the education system is not set up existentially through an existentialist point of view. It's set up from a behaviorist point of view. And so I read through all the other descriptions and I was talking to my husband and I said, it's sad because in behaviorism, it's like everything needs to have a reward. Kids' behavior is controlled. We try to get a desired behavior out of the kids. But mine is like the complete opposite. I had 27 points, which was my highest in existentialism, and I had 11, which was my lowest in behaviorism, which I've noticed, at least in my school, is the way it's set up. We have contracts for the kids. We've got the social worker. Everything is like, if you have a naughty kid, you have to give them some sort of reward to make it so that they have some external motivation instead of having that be born inside of them. And so I remember the other day I was having my kids play dress up in the class, not dress up, but for their literacy centers. I was like, I'm going to try something that I believe in, and I'm going to let them pretend to be whatever they want to be. And the only requirement I'm going to have is that they have to do some sort of writing or some sort of reading with it. So I let the kids pretend. And all this, I had some groups pretending that they were teachers, other groups pretending that they were doctors, other groups pretending that they were restaurant owners. And in each of those little groups that they were forming, there were leaders and there were followers. And the leaders were the ones that were writing stuff down. So like the chef would write down a menu, and then he would give the menu to the other kids and the kids would read them. And then I had the teachers were writing words on the board, and then the students were reading the words that the teachers were writing. And these are first graders, so I got so excited to see them so engaged in reading and writing because it was something that they wanted to do. And then my doctors were writing prescriptions and they were giving it to their patients, and their patients had to read what the doctor wrote. And a coach of mine walked in and shut me down and said, you gotta stop. They can't do this because play is not allowed in school. Letting them explore like this, we don't have time for that. It's bell to bell education, and you can't just be letting them pretend to be whatever they want for 30 minutes, even if they are reading or writing, because there's no accountability. That was what I was told. And so I don't even know what to say about this. It makes me think, like, I really like my kids to use technology as a tool where they can explore what they want to explore, where if they have a question, instead of saying, I don't know, and then finding the answer for myself, I give them a chance to find it. And I've done that a lot in my class this year. Like, my kids did an animal research project, and I let them choose whatever animal they wanted. And even my naughty kids were so excited about it because they got to choose what they wanted. And I was taking them into consideration. But I don't know if my administration and my coaches knew if that would have been approved. So it kind of makes me wonder, because I was going to be a nurse before I decided to be a teacher, and it makes me wonder if this is the right place for the way that I think. If the public education system is aligned with my views of how kids develop and how they learn, because I don't think it is. And it explains why so often I have been frustrated and so often I have felt like quitting. It's probably because the view I have of how kids learn and grow and develop is different than the way it's set up. It's like the complete opposite, actually. And the thing that I least believe about education is number one in all the schools I've been at. So I don't know. I'm hoping that once I finish this endorsement and finish my master's degree, maybe I could be a technology specialist, but now I'm starting to reconsider my life choices from this one assignment. So I hope that people start coming around eventually and realizing that we are not here to design little robots. We're here to design brains that can think and grow for themselves and ask the questions that need to be asked and learn as individuals and do the best as an individual. So the best for one of my students might be a C. The best for another one might be an A. And not all of my kids are going to get an A. Not all of my kids are going to be doctors or scientists. But that's okay. It's about them. So yeah.